Hello, welcome back. Today we are going to do another stencil tutorial because I think stencils seem super intimidating, especially when, you're worried about it bleeding or you aren't getting those crispy lines. So I feel like once you master a stencil, you'll be able to feel like you could do anything with your Cricut. So I think I'm going to make this tutorial super beginner friendly. So if you just got your Cricut for Christmas or you're waiting for your Cricut, I think this will be perfect for you. Stencils were one of the first things that I learned how to do with my Cricut, and once I got that down, I felt like I was able to do so much. So let's get into it. All right, so I am just going to do a super basic stencil, and I have this 12 by 5 piece of pine wood. It's just craft wood I got from Michael's. I'll show it on the screen here. And I just had this vision. I wanted to paint it like a bright pink and put joy on it in white letters. So it's like kind of Christmassy, like because the word joy, but you could really use it year round. I don't know. I just had this like vision in my head. I really wanted to do it. So first, for our stencil, we are going to start by making a text box. So you're just going to come over here in your design space and click on text. And I'm just going to type in all caps joy. So if you want to change your font, all you need to do is come up here to font, and your Cricut is always going to default to this Cricut Sans font. So if you want something a little more, I don't know, fun, there's tons and tons of Cricut fonts that you can choose from, and you can also download fonts from other websites and use those as well. The only thing I'll warn you on with doing that is if you are just doing things for fun, for your personal use, that's great. But if you're going to start selling things or doing things commercially, you're going to want to look into purchasing licenses for fonts so you don't get dinged. All right, so I ended up choosing this Cricut Access font right here, Eagle Bold. So I'm going to click on that. And now what I want to do is I like when I'm doing something on like a small board, I'm going to make a rectangle to kind of mock the size of my board to make sure I can get my letters proportionate. So my board is about 5 inches wide and 12 inches high. It's just a small little piece of craft wood, and I'm going to paint it pink. So I'm just going to change the color here. Obviously that's not the color that I'm using, but it'll just give me an idea of what my proportions are going to look like. All right, and I actually want my word to be vertical on this board. So to do that, I'm going to come over here to ungroup, and so now my letters are all disconnected. So I'm just going to put them under each other like this. Joy. And so now I want my words to be reconnected. So I'm going to select everything again, and I'm going to come down here and click weld. And so now it's all welded together. So now I'm going to bring it over to my board, and I want to now size this so I can get an idea of how big my stencil is going to be, or how big I want the words on the board. So I want to stretch this out, but first I want to unlock this little box here. The reason is because if I leave it locked like this, I'm restricted on how I can size my letters. So I can only size them this way. But if I unlock this, now I can really size these however I want. So I'm just going to stretch this out till I get the proportions that I like, and I think I like that. And so I'm going to be painting these in white. So I'll change the color just by coming up here to the little color palette and clicking on white. And so that kind of gives me an idea of what my stencil is going to look like. All right, so now we are going to create the actual stencil. One of the first steps to create your stencil is to get a rectangle out. So I'll go start to finish just in case you guys don't have your rectangle there yet. So I'm just going to choose a rectangle and I'm going to size it about as big as my word. And so I'm going to put this on top just to make sure I have enough room. And I want to make sure I give myself a little room around the tops and the edges of the word to make sure that when I'm painting onto it, I'm not, getting any extra paint outside of the stencil. So I can bring this in just a little bit, because we don't want to waste too much vinyl, but at the same time we want to give ourselves a little bit of room around the stencil. So now all we have left to do is to basically slice out these letters out of our little rectangle back here, and that is going to leave us with a stencil. So first, before you do this, you want to make sure that all of your text is welded together, because you can only slice one thing at a time. So if I had multiple letters selected and they weren't welded together, my slice button would not light up. But this is all welded together, so all we have to do is just drag our mouse and you can see our slice button lights up down here. So I'll show you again. So now right now I have nothing selected. If I click and drag over to select both the rectangle and the text, our slice button lights up. So all we have to do is click slice, and then we are going to just remove the letters that were all sliced out. And you can see here we're left with our stencil. So this is what it's going to look like when we go to paint it. So we'll essentially paint in these letters here. All right, so I'm going to get rid of everything we don't need. So we don't need any of that. We're just left with our stencil, so we can come over here to make it. Turn on my machine. And you can see on our mat, our stencil is ready to go. So we can click continue. And it's going to find our machine for us. All right, so for our materials, I am going to be cutting this out of stencil film, but if you have any removable like scrap vinyl laying around, you can totally use that. I'm going to be using the Oracle 813 stencil film, but again, if you just have some scrap vinyl laying around, as long as it's not permanent, you should be good to go. You don't actually need stencil film, it's just a little bit cheaper. Anyway, so for my stencil film, I'm actually going to use the vinyl setting just because I feel like it cuts better, and I'm going to change the pressure to more just because I feel like with the stencil film, it cuts a little bit better if we have a little more pressure because the stencil film's a little bit thicker. And so now we have all of our settings, and so I will switch you guys over to the camera so we can make this. All right, so as I mentioned, this is the stencil film I'm going to be using. It is the Oracle Oramask 813 masking film or stencil film. I think in the design, when I was in design space, I said Oracle, but it's actually Oramask, my bad. And so I already have it here on my mat, so I'm using the light grip blue mat. So this is pretty much my go-to mat because it's just not very sticky, or it's sticky but not too sticky. I feel like the green mat is just too much for me, so I really like the blue mat. So we have everything ready to go. So our Cricut light is blinking up here, as you can see, so that means we are ready to load our mat. So as I'm loading my mat, I'm going to push the button and I'm going to just kind of like give the mat a like slight little nudge. It basically takes the mat in, but I like to just give it a little push. And then once our Cricut light starts blinking like it is right now, we just press that and it will start to cut. Alright, so now that it's done cutting, we can unload our mat just by clicking the same arrow button and move my machine out of the way. Alright, and so now I am going to take my stencil film off the mat, and a trick to getting your vinyl or stencil film off the mat without it curling, because if I were just to like pull this off the mat, it's going to just be a curled up mess. So if you flip over your mat and like more peel your mat off of your vinyl instead of peeling the vinyl off of your mat, just be careful you don't bend it too much. We're gonna prevent it from curling. Alright, so now we have our stencil. So now all we have to do is basically weed out or get rid of our letters, and then it'll be ready to paint. Alright, and so to do this, I'm using my Cricut weeding tool, and basically all weeding is it is just getting rid of all of the excess film or vinyl that we're not going to need. So first, I'm going to just pick up a corner and get rid of the excess film around our stencil. And now, I don't know if you can see, but I don't think you'll be able to see. But basically the letter J is right here. So I'm just gonna go in and pick up the letter and weed it out. And so we are left with the negative space that we're going to then put on our stencil. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the O. Alright, so we are left with our stencil. Alright, and so to transfer our stencil onto our little wood here, we need transfer tape. So I like to use this Expressions vinyl transfer tape, but if you have other transfer tape, you can totally use that as well. This is my go-to. Auntie Tay sends me this from her website, so it's available there, but it's also available other places as well. So we are going to put our transfer tape onto our stencil. So I'm just going to tear off a piece, or at least get it started. And so I don't waste too much. I'm gonna like peel this one off, put it here, and I'm gonna peel off another one and put it on the bottom half. Alright, so like I said, I'm just going to put half here and trim the excess. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom half. Alright, so now I'm just going to take my scraper and really scrape on my transfer tape. And now all we have to do is peel off our transfer tape. And I like to hang on to the backing because that's what I'm going to put my paint on, just so I can kind of reuse it. And now I'm just going to line this up and put it onto my piece of wood. Alright, and so once I get it on there, I'm just going to kind of start from the middle, pressing it down, and just kind of work my way up, pressing my stencil film down. And we can peel off our transfer tape. Alright, and so you can see we are left with our stencil, and that actually looks really pretty with this color, the like blue with the pink. And so for the actual stencil part, I'm going to be using this Artist Loft acrylic paint. I have a chalk paint that's like kind of a creamy white, but I really like this one because it's like super sharp and it's really bright. So I'm just going to put a small amount on my little scrap paper. And for my brush, I'm going to be using this stencil brush. So I got a pack of these really pretty stencil brushes from Michaels. They're just, I threw away the packaging, but they're just like artist, whatever their like kind of house brand is. So these are actually made for stencils, but if you all you have is like a sponge brush, that could totally work too. But I'm going to be using these stencil brushes for this. And the trick with stencil, with getting no bleeding and those crispy lines, is one, the wood has to be super smooth. Like if you're trying to do a stencil on some really grainy, rough wood, it's not going to work. So smooth wood, and then also really light coats of paint, because you can always go back and add more, but I like to start off with really light coats of paint. Some people like to put a base coat of Mod Podge on, but I personally don't. I've never had luck with that, so I just go straight in with light coats of paint, and I've, 9 times out of 10 it works just fine. So like I said, I'm just gonna start out by going in with a really just light coat of paint. And I'm just going to kind of go with the grain of the wood and brush this on there. And so again, just starting out with a light coat of paint to start. And also we are going to peel this stencil while it is still wet, but after we're done with all of our coats of paint. And so another thing to make sure you don't get bleeding is just to make sure your stencil is really pressed on there smoothly. So if you see any bubbles or any wrinkles, you're just going to want to make sure you smooth it out with your squeegee. Alright, so I'm going to go back with more paint. And so doing multiple light coats of paint might take a little bit longer, but I promise you, like if you just go in there with like a really big glob of paint, it's not going to be a good time. Alright, so like I said, we're going to still peel this when it is wet, so this is going to be the moment of truth. Alright, and so I'm just going to start by picking up a corner from the top up here and just peeling away. Alright, so now we have our stencil off, so you can see we have some pretty crispy lines there. And I'm just going to go in and with my weeding tool and get rid of this middle here. All right, so that is it for our stencil. I hope you guys found this helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, happy crafting!